Hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to take a video really quickly about the substrate I'm going to be using on the 20-gallon long I'm setting up. I wanted to take a video specifically on this subject because I just spent an hour, probably more than that, probably more like 2 or 3 hours if you add it all up, of time working on this substrate. So my 110-gallon tank that I just took down had a dirt base with a fluorite and Eco-Complete and Flora Max, kind of a mixture as a cap on top of that. I had all that substrate right there, and I didn't want to, go buy more. I had it already, but so what I had to do was drain all the water out of the 110-gallon tank, and then I had to scrape all the cap basically off the top of the dirt, doing my best not to get any dirt, because any dirt that gets in the substrate that eventually makes its way into the 20-gallon tank, that'll just be excess nutrients that will cause algae. So I want to do my best to get any dirt out. So what I did was I got all the cap out, and then I put it all in a big tub and took it to the front yard and used a garden hose to rinse it out really well. I got all the muck and fish poo and all that out of the substrate, and then I laid it on a tarp to dry. That took about 3.5 hours for it to dry completely. And then I went to the 99-cent store and got a sifter, and just it's your typical colander, your spaghetti strainer, whatever. And so that got the really big particles out, and they'd be kind of difficult to see in this light. Let me grab a flashlight real quick. So this is gonna really overexpose the picture. It's gonna make it look like crap, but that'll give you an idea of how big those grains are. So that's what the spaghetti strainer got those out. Then, so that separated, the spaghetti strainer separated this from that. So you can see those are a little bit smaller, actually quite a bit smaller. Then what I did was I used, I just went in the cabinet and found this metal strainer that had really fine holes. So that strainer separated this from that. You can see that's really, really fine. It's almost like sand. So I'm going to assume this is the fluorite. If you were to break it down like this is the fluorite, this is the Flora Max, and this is the Eco-Complete. But the Eco-Complete, the fine grade isn't this fine, so there's still some Eco-Complete in there and in there. But so this is like the very fine particles. So what I'm going to do is, my plan is to use this as the base. I plan on copying James Finley's Crimson Sky aquascape with a AR Mini in the back, with it banked up very highly in the back, and then kind of dwarf hairgrass in the front. And instead of petrified wood like he used, I'll be using my Ceru stone I have left over from the 110-gallon tank. So it's going to be a pretty similar setup, kind of a red band in the back and green, really lush green dwarf hairgrass lawn in the front. And then I'll use S-Repins to accent the rocks and stuff like that. So there's only going to be 3 different kinds of plants in this tank. I might throw some downway in there, some Pocus Damon Helferi, I'm not sure, we'll see. But so yeah guys, so I'm going to use this as the base. This is what I'll use to really get some altitude, and then this is what I'll use as a kind of a in between the really coarse and the really fine stuff, because if you put stuff like this on top of this, it just falls through. So you need something to break up the two contrasting textures. So yeah, that's the substrate plan for that tank. I might get ADA Amazonia powder type as just the very fine cap. Get a small, like 2-pound bag of that, just to really give it a nice fine cap on top of everything, but I'm not sure. This is pretty fine. I don't know if Amazonia powder type is much finer than that. And I have all this. So let me take you off the tripod real quick. I'm going to pause the video just so you guys don't have to worry about the drinkiness. Sorry you've been staring at this dirt for the last 4 minutes, but I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is all the substrate that came out of the 110-gallon tank. This big bucket is the really coarse stuff. I probably have a good 25 to 30 pounds of that. This is the next step down, the middle. I probably have 15 to 20 pounds of that. and that is the really fine powder type. I probably have 5 to 10 pounds of that. So as you can see, there's a lot of substrate in the 110-gallon tank. Obviously, I wanted to do my best to save it. It's just money that would have literally gone down the drain. So it was a labor of love to get it all separated like this. I think it's going to be worth it in the end. You want really coarse stuff down on the bottom as the base. It's good water flow down there, so good bacteria can build, can grow. And you don't want, like I said before, really fine stuff like that to sit on directly on top of that, because it'll just fall through that, and over time they'll mix. So that's not what you want. So you do need something in between. You know, watch any of James Finley's videos, or Oliver Knott, or Takashi Amano. Watch any of their videos. You'll see that they put really coarse stuff on the bottom, and they do another level, and then they do the powder stuff on top. So I did my best to emulate what they do, and I'm hoping for the best. So before I end this video, guys, I wanted to show you really quickly a little tease of the 20-gallon tank. My room's a mess, so I'm going to pause it and then walk over there. But so let me be right back. Hold on, guys. Alright, so here is the 20-gallon long that I'm going to be setting up. It is a tank I got during Petco's $1 per gallon sale. So it's 20 bucks for this tank. I took the top rim off, so you notice it doesn't have this black rim around the top. It was pretty nerve-wracking taking that off. I've done it before, but I've broken a tank doing it before. My girlfriend's tank was just a little 5-gallon tank that she didn't care about, so I was like, hey, I'm going to take the rim off of this, and then I ended up breaking it. So this time I did it a lot more carefully. What I did was, and I have never seen anyone do it this way, what I did was the trim, I took my Dremel tool and cut a slit diagonally across that corner, and in every corner. So instead of having one big trim, I had 4 little pieces, and that made it a lot easier to deal with. I felt like it was a lot easier to deal with 4 small pieces of trim than one big piece, because when it's all connected, they kind of pry against each other, and that's when you put pressure on the glass, and the glass breaks. When you do what's typically called relief cuts, like I did, it relieves the glass, it relieves pressure, and it makes it easier. So you just gotta take your time, do it really carefully, do it slowly, you know, just take your time, and then it turned out great. Forgive all the debris in the bottom. I am still working on it. I keep going over with a razor blade, taking off any last silicone residue. I still have to go over it with acetone to get the top perfectly clear of a residue from the silicone. But so that's the stand that's going on. This is the same stand I built for my 29-gallon tank, if my longtime subscribers remember that. It's just a 2x4 stand that I built with a sheet over it. So pretty basic. I like it. I'm pretty proud of all this. This would be the CO2 delivery system. So it comes up from the tank in the bottom. It's my Mr. Aqua. I'm not usually a name dropper. I mean, in my personal life, I wear all plain shirts. I don't wear, you know, Nike shirts or anything like that. I have all plain shirts, but I'm pretty stoked on having a Mr. Aqua drop counter. I think it's kind of cool. I like it. Though I like it the most because it's silent. I've heard some drop checkers make noise because they kind of make a drop sound every time a bubble goes through. And it's very annoying. So this is dead silent. It doesn't make any noise. So that's why I like that a lot. And that came with this glass loop. It makes the going over the edge of the tank look really clean. And then it'll go down to the tank. I just ordered a $5 eBay micro or nano CO2 glass diffuser. So that'll go straight into there. And that will look pretty clean, I think. So that's that, and I'm going to be ordering, have a little more research to do. I'll be ordering some lily pipes. So I want this tank to kind of be the sum of all that I've learned from my tanks. I've only been in this hobby for 9 months. I've set up 4 tanks. The longest one lasted like 3 months. So this is one I do want up to be up for at least a year. I want to apply everything that I've learned. For example, one of the things I've learned with the 110-gallon tank is I'm not going to have any stem plants in this tank. Stem plants take a lot of tending to keep them short, keep them looking nice. This tank's not going to have any stem plants. I don't want to have to keep trimming it every week to keep it looking tame. You know, when you get lazy with stem plants, they overgrow, they get really long, they come over the top, and it just looks like crap. So no stem plants. That's just like one example of what I've learned from the tanks that I've had. So yeah, guys, this is a 20-gallon long. The next video will be more in depth about what my plan is. Really quick though, I am getting a Beamswork LED fixture. It's like 130 LEDs that are all 0.2 watts or something like that. They're really low wattage. I've read a lot of reviews on that. I haven't read a single bad thing about it. And then also for the filtration, I'll be using an Eheim 2213. Still gotta get my hands on that. I'm trying to find a used one for cheap. But alright guys, I'm gonna end that video here, or end this video here. This is where the tank is. That's where it's gonna be sitting. And it's right next to my desk, but my desk's a mess, so I won't show you that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Sorry this turned into a bit of a long video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and let me know, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.